So from kindergarten to sixth grade, I went to 6 different elementary schools. This was a scholastic pattern that would continue when I'd ultimately go to 13 different schools before hitting my first of 4 universities that I'd go to after high school. What I learned rather quickly, bouncing around so much, especially in elementary school, that it was really important that you kind of, I guess, established who you were in this new school, new faces, new rules. And the best place to do that tended to be in that very first day on the playground. And the first day of school, at pretty much any elementary school, the first recess, the first game you were going to play was a good old school game of tag. I mean, eventually, you'd get the teachers would get the big red, playground balls out that you'd eventually chuck in each other's face. First day, you don't want bloody noses and paperwork and stuff like that, so just tag. Just tag was a great place to start. Low maintenance, easy, low cost of entry. One person was it. Everybody else just ran around, game on. And what I figured out pretty quick during those times was you didn't want to be it. That's the one thing in tag that you don't want to be. You never want to be the person who starts out at it. The entire game is against you when you're it. And as the new kid, very often, that was kind of, sometimes they would do like the 1 potato, 2 potato to figure out, there'd be a diplomatic. But usually there was actually this kind of this like strange reverse engineering that happened when they would say, you know what, let's play tag. Everybody in the schoolyard would immediately yell at, yeah, exactly. If I said, let's play tag right now, everybody would probably yell, yeah, you'd yell, not it. So they still have to pick someone. And very often that was just, hey, new kid, you're it. People really went out of their way to not be it. In fact, I got a little video that show you what some people will do to not be it. Yeah. So needless to say, you don't want to be it. Nobody wants to be it. And when you're the new kid at the new school, I mean, what happened in that first game of tag? Am I going to be the Han Solo, or am I going to be the Luke Skywalker? Will I be the geek or the jock? Will I be the wedgie giver or wedgie receiver? I was still at that point. Do I go with my regular voice? Do I go for an Australian accent? And that actually happened one year. But there I stood every new year on the playground that day, and I was it. And in retrospect, now I figured out that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because when you're it in the game of tag, you're the only one that has power. How the game will ultimately go all rests on you. When you're it, you're in total control of that game. But what I found out, people in this room, I bet, can relate. The dreamers, the hustlers, the launchers, the people who are out there trying to make something happen, trying to put something out into the world and chase down that dream. Well, it feels a lot like an old school game of tag. You see, in tag, there's 3 types of kids that you come in. When you're it, there are 3 types of kids that you're up against in a game of tag. And I split them like this. There's the slow kids, there's the fast kids, And then there's the kids that I call the parallel kids. Now, the slow kids and the fast kids, they're kind of obvious, all right? The slow kids, they're slow. These are the easy kids to catch. These are the Barry Murs of the playground. Now, when you're in and you're trying to establish this reputation in this new school, you don't want to go after the slow kid because you don't want that. You don't want the easy pick. You go, oh, look, new kid went after Barry, and we know Barry. You don't go after Barry's not going to tag. You don't go after the slow kids. Same thing. You kind of know automatically which one the fast kids are. They're like, for some weird reason, they wore like running shorts to school and cleats on the first day, which is strange for elementary school. But you don't want to chase the fast kids either because, well, frankly, new school, you don't want to look like a fool out there chasing something that you're not going to catch. And I think a lot of times when we're looking to chase a dream, there's the slow kid and there's the fast kid version of those as well. We have these certain types of dreams that we categorize into these two different sections. These are the slow kids. These are the easy ones. Okay, these are these easy dreams. You know what? I know I can knock this one out. This one's going to be super easy to catch. These are the slow dreams. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to chase this one right now. Okay, I'm just going to take this. This will be my put it under glass. I'll break it. If I need to, but I'll just stick it into my pocket, and I won't chase this one right now. This is just in case. I'll have this. This one's too easy. I won't chase this one. Then we have the others that we know they're the fast kids. We know these are too hard. These are the ones that we even look before we even start. I'm not even going to take my first step in that direction because there's no way I'm going to catch this dream. You say, what? Look, I'm 40. I'm going to go back to school. I'm 40. I'm 45 years old. I can't go back to school. I'm going to run a marathon. Do you know how far? 26 miles is a marathon. Do you know how far? I don't even hit. Start next episode on Netflix because I'm so lazy. I'm not going to run, 26 miles. Change careers. I've been doing what I do for 20 years. These are these fast ones that we don't even bother. I don't want to look foolish, just like you didn't want to look foolish out on the playground. I don't want to look dumb chasing that kid. So I'm not going to chase these fast dreams. Then the other type of kid that's on the playground are the kids that I call the parallel kids. Now, everybody who's played tag, these are kind of the scourge of your existence when you're it. These are the kids, they're not the slow kids, they're not the fast kids, but for some reason when you take off running, when you take off chasing them, for some just curse from the recess gods, they are the exact same speed that you are. So there you are running around the playground. They swerve, you swerve. And they're like this far out in front of you. But no matter what you do, you reach and you run and you run and you reach and you never get any closer, no matter how hard you go at them. That kid is just out of your reach. And I think a lot of times when we're chasing our dreams, that's what it feels like. It feels like no matter how hard we go, it's just on the other side of our fingertips. So what we figure out is there's got to be something else. When you're it, and whatever it might be for you, everybody, when you're it, you know what that is. It can be very different, but you wake up and you look in the mirror and you go, oh, gosh, I'm it. Or you look at your bank account and you say, oh, I'm it. Or you look at your paycheck or the title on your business card and you say, this isn't what I imagined. This isn't what I thought it was going to be like, but turns out this is it. And that's where you are. And you don't want to be it anymore. Whatever that is, you don't want to be it anymore. So like tag, you go instantly into that pursuit mode and you try to get rid of it. But you're chasing and you're chasing and you're trying to figure out, what do I have to do? What do I need to get that little edge, that little extra so I can catch that thing that I'm chasing? And what the world will tell you is that answer is motivation. You just need the right motivation to catch that thing that's just on the other side of your fingertips. You just need the right motivation. If the right motivation comes along, and there's people lined up to sell you that motivation or to give you that motivation. If you buy this book or you give me your email address, or if you for 3 webinars and $49 payments for the next 6 months, I will give you the motivation that you need. It's everywhere. People are ready to sell it to you. And motivation is something that I bought into for a long time. I bought into the idea that if I just found the right thing, if I just found the right book, if I just found the right person, they could give me the motivation that I needed to make the changes that I needed to make. And motivation usually comes in one of two different packages. You're either motivated by inspiration or you're motivated by desperation. And that's the way they try to sell it to you. See, what inspiration looks like is, look at all the things I have. Look at all the things I've done. Look at all the places I've been. Look at all the amazing things in my life. That's inspiration. That's motivation as inspiration. Inspiration as a way of motivation says, it asks the question, what if I do? It makes you ask the question, what if I do? What if I do these things? This inspiration will motivate me, and I will be able to do the things I want to do. I will be able to catch those dreams. That's what inspiration looks like. It even, when you're chasing the kids on the playground, when you're playing tag, inspiration says, oh, what if I do? What if I catch this kid? They'll all chant my name. They'll throw me on a shoulder. It'll be like Rudy. They'll carry me off the field. Probably be class president. But inspiration doesn't necessarily work for motivation. And desperation is the other one. Desperation, unlike inspiration, it doesn't ask the question, what do I do? What if I do? Desperation asks the question, what if I don't? What if I don't change these things? What will happen if I don't? On the playground, that's pretty obvious. You're like, what if I will be it forever? What if I don't? I will be it till like at least probably college. Can I even go to college if I'm it? Do they let you go to college? I'm going to die penniless and alone and it, and nobody wants to do that. Motivation from desperation does something to us. It puts us into a mode where we try to pick out all of the things in our lives that we hate. Everything about our lives that we can't stand, about us, about the decisions we've made, about the things we do. And it tries to use that to motivate us. But you cannot hate yourself into something that you love. It won't work, and it never will. So if they line up to sell you inspiration or desperation as the way to motivate you, I started wondering maybe there's a different answer, maybe there's a different reality. Because the more I thought about it, and I thought about my own life, I've had both. I've had both of those situations come into my life and never moved the needle. I mean, 13 years ago, I weighed, a supermodel and a half, over 400 pounds. I was $100,000 in debt. And everywhere I looked, I saw these, People magazine, half their size, and The Biggest Loser, and all of these things. Inspiration. Rah, rah, look at the things you can change. Dave Ramsey, I'm debt free. There's inspiration all around you. Yet there I sat, and the needle never moved. And sadly, the other side of the coin, in May of 2003, I stood outside of a funeral home in the smoking section at a funeral home, smoking a cigarette, 400 pounds. I just gotten off the phone with the doctor who'd given me a laundry list of ways I was killing myself. We were at the funeral home to bury my mother, who was 55 years old. And I remember thinking at the time, I'm a smart guy. At 55 is way too young for a funeral. There's no chance I'm making it to 55. What if I don't? What if I don't change these things? Desperate times, desperation should have been all of the inspiration that I needed, should have been all of the motivation I needed to make changes, yet the needle never moved for me. What I realized is this: when you hold up inspiration or desperation, when you embrace the idea that motivation has to come from inspiration or desperation the way it is being sold to us today, it means you have to wait for it to come to you. You have to wait for the right person or the right thing or the right book or the right whatever podcast to come along. remodelingclay.com. To come along and say just the perfect thing at the perfect time. But the truth is, you have to take action. And the more important thing that I've come to realize, what is the most powerful thing? What is the most important thing? What is the only thing that can truly motivate you? You're it. Like a game of old school tag, you're it. All of the power that you'll ever need, all of the motivation you'll ever need, you came with it. You don't have to wait for other people to come around and give it to you. You don't have to wait for the right thing to say, oh my gosh, what if I do? Look at the wonderful things that will happen. What if I don't? Look at the horrible things that will happen. It's all inside of you. In fact, science, humanistic theory tells us that we are naturally, we are wired to want the best, to get our maximum potential out of life. I call it best version of you, but it's actually science. It's not just this jackass. All of the motivation you'll ever need, you're it. I mean, this weekend, this launch out, it's wonderful and it's fantastic. And I know a lot of people came to it and they said, this is it. This is the weekend. This is the weekend where it all changes. And I just hope. You know, people may have sat down and they prayed before they came, and they say, I hope that this is the time. These are one of these days. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to sit in those seats. And the right person is going to come up and they're going to stand on that stage and they're going to say the perfect word that's going to inspire me. Or I'm going to sit in the corner somewhere and someone's going to say the perfect thing. Or I'm going to buy the book. Or I'm going to do the things that's exactly what I needed. This is exactly what I needed. Someone is going to give me that fuel, and that's going to power my dream, and that's where I'm going to start making the changes. It's not coming. It's not coming this week. It's not coming from the stage. It's not coming from a book. Why? Because you showed up with it. It's inside you. It was inside you when you got here. You are naturally wired. You are. Every person here was built to be the best version of themselves. Only we put obstacles in our way. We don't need false inspiration. We don't need false desperation to motivate us. Friends, I got good news. Whether it's tag or whatever this game you're playing in your life, to get everything you want out of it, every dream that you want to come true, all of the motivation you'll ever need, you're it.